What we have here is the Renegade series of airbrushes by Badger. This particular case offers all three airbrushes. So let's have a look inside, see what you get. Obviously the airline. As I said, this has got all three airbrushes. This is the Velocity, the Spirit and the Rage. The Velocity has got a 0.21mm nozzle, the Spirit has got a 0.21mm nozzle, and the Rage has got a 0.33mm nozzle. The Velocity is the gravity feed, the Spirit is the side feed, and the Rage is the bottom feed. So the Rage has actually got the slightly larger nozzle and will accommodate the jars that we've got in the box here. Badger obviously supply these separately, but I think they supply them all three in a box, just in case you want to kit out your body shop and get all your equipment from the same manufacturer. So you've covered most bases if you do get this kit. Each one of the airbrushes is fitted with the quick connector, and the airline that's supplied has the correct feed connection, so just snaps on. Dead easy. If you do have other airline fittings, which most people probably do, they do supply an adapter so that you can screw your old airlines onto the airbrushes. So what we've got is two jars which will fit the bottom feed, which is the Rage. We've got a side cup here which fits the Spirit, and this is the smaller cup for the bottom feed as well. So everything's there. In here there's two little jars here, two plastic containers, and each one of these, one's marked fine, the other's marked ultra fine. This is the fine, as you can see. Each one of these accommodates an adapter again for your regular sized airline, and a nozzle cap. The fine is for the 0.33 paint tip, so that you can take off the nozzle cap which is already on the airbrush, which is probably the one with the horns on it, and you can replace it with one without horns so that you can have the needle exposed. I'll explain that in a little while. So there's two of these. So you can have, at any one time you can have two of your airbrushes with a different nozzle cap on. Okay, this is the Rage. This is how it comes. A very simple protector at the end here. These badges are very utilitarian, so there are no fancy shiny bits, no chrome on it. It looks to me like it's some sort of anodized brass. Very rugged, almost military looking, really. I mean, but it feels nice. Fairly weighty for the size, really, because I think it's pretty solid materials. Now, obviously there's a needle limiter there on the back of the handle, which is pretty standard these days on most airbrushes. Just screws in and out. Just stops the amount of travel on the trigger if you're doing some detail work. This is the Rage, as I said, so this has got the 0.33 nozzle, which is still pretty small. When you get the airbrushes, they're kitted out with the needle protector at the end here, which has got two horns on it, pretty similar to the cap you get on a spray gun. Obviously helps you to prevent bending the needle, so you can't damage it if you're doing any close work, or if you're in a body shop and you don't want to risk dropping it or anything. Now, what I do like about this is that you can take off this particular cap, and they offer a replacement. There's two of these in this case. One's for the larger size nozzle and one's for the smaller size. When you've screwed this on, you're effectively removing the cap altogether and completely exposing the needle. I particularly like to work with the needle exposed anyway, so this is a really good idea. I take my hat off to Badger for supplying this. So you've got an absolutely completely open needle to pick off any dry paint you may have, and it also allows you to obviously get really close to your work without hiding the needle tip at all, so you can see exactly where you're going. So I think that's a great idea. Stripping these airbrushes down is particularly easy. Simply take off the handle. It's the same as any other airbrush. Undo the nut. I just press down on the trigger a little bit. Slowly, carefully remove the needle. Make sure you pull it straight out from the back. Take off the nut there. This piece is all one assembly, so there's nothing to drop off. Trigger itself, just a single stem. No moving parts in this. Bottom is recessed, which sits on top of the plunger for the air. So that's quite a very simple piece there. This is the tricky part. The nozzle, I'll just move these pieces away here. The nozzle isn't of the screw-in type, so it simply pushes in. Well, it just sits. It's a cone shaped. It just sits inside the body of the airbrush. It's absolutely minute. You've got to be really careful that you don't lose this when you take it out, because it just drops out. And this is extremely small for a self-centering nozzle. This is as big as normally as they are with a screw-in type, so you want to make sure you don't lose this. You'll never find it again if it drops on the floor. So that's one of the smallest self-centering nozzles I've ever seen, I think. What I like to do when I'm assembling it, I like to put just a little bit of a drop of this super lube just on the base there, and it just helps the nozzle to sit into the body when you're assembling it. So that's very easily taken to bits, very easy to put back together again, easy to clean. So that's that basically. Now this is all the airbrushes here with all the cups fitted. This is the Rage, bottom feed, 0.33 nozzle. If you want to attach the jars that you get, they fit in easily. If you want to do any larger projects. Side feed, which is the spirit. The cup simply pushes in. Nothing screws in. So you can have that at any angle you want. You can take the side off here, you can have the cup fitted on the left hand side if that's how you work. This is the Velocity gravity feed. Very open cup there. You'd probably use this mostly, I guess, for detailed work.